Hey nerds, Alex here from Nerds Being Geeks, and today we're going to look at the new Pokemon set, Perfect Order, through the eyes of a Gym Leader Challenge player. I do want to give a huge shout out to PokemonProxies.com. When I was first doing this video, that is where I got all of my images from. Huge shout out to those guys. So as always, we start off with the Pokemon. We do have a Superior, 160 HP. We really want to look at the Solar Winder. If you have Rosa's Encouragement in your discard pile, this attack does 150 more damage. That is 250 damage for 3 Grass Energy. And if you have Meganium or Venusaur in play, that doubles your Grass Energy. We will get into what is Rosa's Encouragement in the supporter section. Rosa's Encouragement is a very good card. However, in a format that is a singleton, it can be challenging to find that one card just to use it, or even in the discard pile. And it makes it even harder when you don't even need to use it. We also have Vivillon, 120 HP. For a stage 2 is very low, but the Big Wings ability, once during your turn, you may have your opponent shuffle their hand and put all of those cards on the bottom of their deck. Then your opponent draws 4 cards. Very control heavy ability. I can definitely see this being played in a lot of grass decks. And I do believe that the pre-evolutions have an ability that lets you instantly evolve. So you could be doing this very early in the game. And for 1 energy, blow through 60 damage. If there's a Stadium in play, this attack does 60 more damage. That is 1 Grass Energy for 120 damage. That's pretty good. So I can definitely see this in a control build for sure. Moving on to Water. Now we do have those fossil Pokemon coming back in this set. Aurorus, 170 HP with the Tundra Wall ability. While this Pokemon is in play, all of your Pokemon that have a water energy attached take 50 less damage from attacks from your opponent's Pokemon. This ability does not stack. As if Wailord needed to take any less damage, and you can use things like that Jumbo Ice Cream that heals 80 damage. This is a very powerful ability, especially for water where there's a lot of tanky guys. And the attack isn't bad. 2 water, 1 colorless, 150 damage, freezing chill. During your opponent's next turn, the defending Pokemon can't attack. That is massive. You could really get something stuck in the active, make them use resources they weren't counting on using. Very powerful card. The thing is, it is a fossil Pokemon, and those can be a challenge to get into play. We'll talk about those later. There's also a very interesting Dugong, 130 HP. The Washout ability. As often as you like during your turn, you may move a water energy from your bench Pokemon to your active Pokemon. I can definitely see this popping up in a lot of the Hydro Pump builds. It's just another Pokemon that can move water energy around. Moving on to Lightning. With this new Luxray, 150 HP, Onslaught, colorless, and a Lightning, 70 damage. This attack does 70 damage for each prize card you have taken. So it's not really a comeback mechanic, but it is definitely an aggressive attack. I mean, if you've taken 2 prizes, that is 140 damage for 2 energy. If you've taken 3 prizes, that is 210 damage for 2 energy, so on and so forth. Very powerful attack in the late game if the game is somewhat close. If you've taken at least 3 prizes, you're hitting some really good numbers. And then we have Strong Bolt, Lightning to colorless, 200 damage. Discard 2 energy from this Pokemon. And, if you're playing something with Dynamotor, then you can just put that discarded energy back onto someone on the bench. This Luxray has a lot of great things going for it. Fighting, as if it needed any more help now. As if it's not already a top tier type in GLC. We have this Byackle and Barbarackle. God, I hope I said that right. You have double draw for 1 fighting energy. Draw 2 cards. You already have Lunatone and Solrock that lets you draw cards. This is just another way to draw. And you have Stone Arms. Once during your turn, you may attach a basic fighting energy from your hand to one of your fighting Pokemon. You're just going to be accelerating so much energy on these Pokemon that only take 1 or 2 energy to even make the attack. This is just going to make fighting that much faster. Then we're coming to one of my favorite cards of the whole set. I'm always excited when fossil Pokemon make a comeback. We have Tyrantrum, 180 HP fossil Pokemon with the ability Tyrannoguts. If this Pokemon has any special energy attached, it gets 150 more HP. You're looking at 330 HP. You throw a Lux Cape on this thing, you're looking at a 430 HP Pokemon. Most fighting decks are playing Okidogi, so you're already playing special energy. Wreck Havoc for 1 fighting, 1 colorless. It already does 160. Flip a coin until you get tails for each heads. Discard the top card of your opponent's deck. So not only is it hitting 160 for 2 energy, it can be gaining 150 HP. You'll be milling your opponent's deck. Insanely powerful card in GLC, but once again, it is a stage 2 that evolves from a fossil. And speaking of fossil cards, we do have the Jaw fossil that goes with the Tyrantrum and the Sail fossil that goes with the Aurorus. However, I would not play these fossil item cards. I would go with Unidentified Fossil. Unidentified Fossil is played as a 60 HP basic Pokemon that can't retreat, but you can discard it at any time. And the reason to play Unidentified Fossil over the new fossil cards is because you also have Fossil Excavation Map. This item allows you to choose 1. Search your deck for an unidentified fossil card, reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle your deck. Or put an unidentified fossil card from your discard pile into your hand. So this is a fossil search card or recovery card, depending on how the match went. These new fossils that I know of do not have any support like that. And there is also a Tantrum and Aurora that both evolve from Unidentified Fossil, and they are both 90 HP, which allows them to be level ball searchable. Along with the support that Unidentified Fossil gets, there is Fossil Researcher. Allows you to search your deck for up to 2 in any combination of Aurora or Tyrant and put it onto your bench, then shuffle your deck. So this allows you to even skip putting down a fossil and just go right to the stage 1 Pokemon. Highly recommend putting this in the deck if you're basing a deck around those fossil Pokemon. Some other items from this set: Energy Swatter. Your opponent reveals their hand, choose an energy card you find there and put it in the bottom of your opponent's deck. I can see this being part of a control build for sure. And then a reprint of Pokepad. We just saw this card in the previous set, Ascended Heroes, and it's back. Search your deck for a Pokemon that doesn't have a rule box, reveal it, put it in your hand, then shuffle your deck. This thing is going into every GLC deck, and I think it's just hilarious that they've already reprinted it in another set back to back. I'd say one of the biggest supporters of this set is Tarragon. Put up to 4 in any combination of fighting Pokemon and basic fighting energy from your discard pile into your hand. This is an incredible recovery card. Water has this in Nessa, and Psychic has this in Tulip. Funny how the top 3 decks in the meta all have this recovery card now. And speaking of top decks in the meta, Psychic is getting this incredible heal card. Heal 50 damage from one of your Psychic Pokemon. That is more HP than staple cards like Iron Boulder or Mewtwo have. It is just 10 HP short of a Gallade full heal. And then if you have things like Luxcape, obviously healing 150 damage on some of these guys would just basically negate almost any attack that just happened. A supporter that heals 150 damage without any downside, no discarding all the energy, no discarding cards from your hand or anything negative at all. It's just heal 150 damage. That is so much. Alright, so now we are on to Rosa's Encouragement. You can only use this card if you have more prize cards remaining than your opponent. Attach up to 2 basic energy cards from your discard pile to one of your stage 2 Pokemon. So stage 2 Pokemon are getting a buff in Rosa's Encouragement. We've already talked about Superior with doing 150 more damage if this card is in the discard pile. I have the logos of all the energy types because every single one of these has a stage 2 Pokemon that could utilize this. And in a meta that is all about big basics, I am excited to see some stage 2 get some type of support. So the rich keep getting richer in this set. There are a few types that are getting some new special energy, but let's be real. The only one that's being talked about is Telepath Psychic Energy. When you attach this card from your hand to one of your Psychic Pokemon, you may search your deck for up to 2 basic Psychic Pokemon and put them onto your bench, then shuffle your deck. This is a Battle VIP pass on an energy card that you can play at any time. This is a double capture energy. Psychic is already king of the mountain. It's about to get even stronger when this set comes out. I can't believe Psychic is getting this card. It is kind of unreal, and I think it's going to widen the gap even more between the top tier decks and the decks that are right below it. It's exciting, but it's also disheartening. If Psychic is not your favorite type to play, you're going to have to see this card all the time. Fighting is also getting a special energy with Rock Fighting Energy. Prevent all effects of attacks used by your opponent's Pokemon done to this fighting Pokemon, the card this is attached to. So things like that Obstagoon that can't be attacked by basic Pokemon its next turn, yeah, this will negate that effect. Grow Grass Energy. The grass Pokemon this card is attached to gets 20 more HP. I don't see this one getting played a ton. Yeah, it could push Torterra over 200 HP, but if you're playing a deck with Rillaboom that accelerates basic grass energy or Meganium that doubles basic grass energy, you're probably not going to want to even play this. Alright guys, I appreciate you watching. That is my review of Perfect Order. There are some heavy hitting cards in this set. I appreciate you guys watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Nerds Being Geeks if you liked the video. I appreciate you watching, sticking around to the end. I'll see you in the next one.